Time now for your forewarned weather with Garrett James.
All right, Garrett, let's talk about the wind we're going to be expecting here soon. What should we know about that?
Oh, we're going to be looking at some strong winds, and some of these wind gusts could maybe cause a little bit of damage. So if you have any loose furniture that's maybe out in the yards or anything that could maybe blow away due to strong winds that's outside, well, you might want to tie it down, because take a look. Tomorrow, high wind advisories in effect for the western part of the state. 30 to 40 mile per hour sustained winds with gusts up to 55 going to be possible, but the eastern and southeastern part of the state, they've got high wind watches in effect, and those go into effect Friday morning through the evening. We're going to be looking at 35 to 55 mile per hour sustained winds, but wind gusts anywhere from about 55 to 75 miles per hour will be possible, and that will definitely cause a little bit of damage, especially close to 75 mile per hour winds. Take a look at the radar with me right now. We're seeing a pretty empty radar here in the Beehive State. A little bit of activity north of Elko. However, that's really not going to be impacting us. High pressure still in control right now. However, it is going to be moving further to the southeast and eventually out of the area, because it's getting replaced with low pressure, and that low pressure system is actually what's going to be causing us to see those strong winds. Because take a look at this. Notice around the Texas region, you can see these faint little white lines. That's what we call isobars. Notice they're not very tightly packed, and they're kind of spaced out a little bit. That signifies not as strong winds. However, like with this low pressure system, you can see they're very tight, and those winds are moving a lot faster. And so when we see that, we know the wind's going to be very strong, associated at least with this low pressure system. But another one, it's going to be on the way, and they're going to see some tight isobars as well. However, not quite as tight as that first system. So some gusty winds through the weekend, but both of those systems going to bring the wet weather potential back to the state. And then by the middle of next week, we'll be looking at high pressure returning, letting us see some nice weather like we've seen the last couple of days, and that we'll see tomorrow as well. Futurecast shows that we'll be looking at mainly dry conditions here over the next, I'd say, 24 to 36 hours. But by Friday afternoon and Friday evening, we'll be looking at wet weather returning to the state, continuing over into Saturday, and we can see it stretches all along I-15 on Saturday afternoon, but it does start to taper off by Sunday. Still a slight chance for that wet weather in the northern part of the state, and then by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday, we start to dry out, but maybe a slight chance for the southern part of the state on Monday. But other than that, high pressure, it starts and it continues through the latter half of the week. Temperatures out there right now, we're seeing the 50s mainly out there. We're seeing 58 in Salt Lake City and 59 in St. George. Take a look at this. Salt Lake City saw its first 70-degree day since November 6th. Today, average is April 1st to see that first 70-degree day, so a couple days behind, but not too far from average. Lows tonight mainly going to be in the 40s, and then highs tomorrow in the 60s and 70s. For the Wasatch Front, we're going to be looking at the wet weather potential Friday through Sunday, with temperatures falling into the mid-40s on Saturday. St. George, on the other hand, slight wet weather conditions Friday, Saturday, and Monday, with temperatures staying in the 60s and 70s mainly.